these dumbasses have the balls to get up and go, well, that's not the way I was taught. By the guy that barely is above, his yearly income is barely above the poverty line. Oh God,
that's not the business that I knew.
Can I ask even a more? Can I ask like an empirical question?
Sure.
How long has wrestling, quote unquote, been evolving? Like, for how long has this flippy flip gymnastics crap been going on?
I guess you could say it always existed to an extent.
For 5, 6 years, maybe?
Well, the indie thing...
I mean, seriously, because that's what I love. This argument revolves around something evolving, which means that there was a beginning of this evolution.
Yeah.
When did it begin?
I would say 2000.
1999.
2000.
Okay, so
maybe.
this has been evolving now for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it's very successful to me.
No, kind of like ECW.
Yeah. So that's my crux of the argument right there.
I just keep hearing that this is the style that's taking us into the 21st century. Yeah, this style has never drawn ratings anywhere that it's been wrestled in the mainstream. It didn't draw ratings in WCW. No, I'm sorry. Go check them. Check the quarter hours. People are like, oh, Rey Mysterio, look, that guy's got a cock piece. I'm out of here.
Six-man tag with Laparca and Silver King. Well, sign me up.
Everybody emphasizes the cruiserweight stuff every time they talk about it.
Nobody watched it then. Nobody watched it in ECW because nobody was watching ECW. ROH is still a middle-of-the-road show.
It's getting better, though. Ring of Honor...
the WWE.
Ring of Honor's...
I'm not saying that. I'm not
saying, I know what you're saying.
That style of wrestling hasn't drawn a fucking dime anywhere it's been.
Yep.
It's never been successful on any mainstream level whatsoever. And don't give me this bullshit about love of the sport and 200 people show up in their fucking candy cane t-shirt and that's not being successful. It's not a successful style of wrestling. When Kobashi and Misawa and Kawada started dropping each other on each other's heads in the fucking match, All Japan's business started to tank. I mean, that whole move for move, movesy move style wrestling in Japan was already going downhill around 98, 99. Of course, other stuff happened that accelerated that on the business end of things. But Japan was already headed to the toilet. And I mean,
bottom line, that was just a goofy comment, and we know it's a goofy comment, but yet it still is out there, and people still really do think that, and it's kind of the norm. When you go on YouTube and you see these things, it's very much the norm. So I mean,
it goes back to what I'm saying. I mean, I was talking about Davey Boy Smith. You know why Davey Boy Smith is viewed as a good wrestler? Because his style is most similar then to what we see now.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why people think he's a good wrestler. They're like, wow, he's kind of almost, sort of, maybe, not really, okay, maybe teeny bit, like the guy that I saw on the ROH show. So he's good. That's where he's good comes from.
Yeah.
That's how that opinion's formed. I mean, honest to God. I mean, you can't go back and watch Fujinami and Kimura, and Anthony Roca and Steve Kern and all the other guys running around New Japan's junior division circa 1980 to about 1984, and honestly tell me that Dynamite Kid is a good wrestler. That should be emulated by all.
You should do a bootleg show about that, because we always seem to get to that Dynamite Kid thing. You should do that this week about Dynamite Kid. I swear to God, you should do it.
They just did at Death Valley Driver. They did the top 125, 150 New Japan matches.
Yeah.
Okay. Where all the Dynamite Kid matches were on there. I don't know how, but I think they just it was almost a joke that the selection committee just played on everybody, because discs 3 to 4 were hard to get through because there's so many shitty Dynamite Kid matches on there.
Well, that's because he's touted as like this, oh my gods,
Well, and that's part of it.
It's been perpetuated.
You debunk myths. But they ran. I mean, this DVD had about 150 different people watching it when they sold it and actually voted on it. Took the time to watch all the matches and vote on it. So it's 150 people, most of which were already predisposed to probably liking Dynamite Kid, or assuming that his matches would probably be pretty decent.
It's been said that way too.
Guess whose matches made up 8 out of the 10 worst matches on the set?
Who?
Dynamite Kid.
Really?
4 of those matches were the great matches with Tiger Mask, apparently, that were in that bottom 10. Now, is this a guy? I mean, these were people that had no reason to kill the guy. This is how the voting ended up across a spectrum of 150 people that saw a majority of all the good junior matches in that period of time in New Japan. And who is the guy who came out looking the most universally shitty? The Dynamite Kid. So, I mean, when you go back and actually watch it, it's not like it's people. I mean, you even suggest that to people and they just look at you like you're a fucking retard. And these people, to me, clearly haven't gone back and actually watched this stuff, because if you did, you wouldn't think that. You can't watch it. You, honest to God, can't watch it and come away almost with any other sentiment than that when you see it in the context.